The information presented in this virtual exercise program is current as of June 2022. This programming may involve diverse exercise activities encompassing a range of physical demands. Although the programming is being led by certified practitioners in the respective disciplines, you agree that you are voluntarily accepting the risks of physical activity that may be particular to your individual health and fitness circumstances, and you agree that we will not be held liable for these risks or any injuries or damages arising therefrom. Further, we are unable to monitor your health status during the programming or call for medical attention on your behalf. By participating, you warrant that you are physically capable of performing the activities of the particular program and that you will cease the activities should you begin to feel unwell at any time. The information provided by the exercise program leaders is not intended to be medical advice or personal training. We recommend that each participant discuss their medical circumstances and the programming with their physician.
Welcome to the Kidney Wellness Hub. I'm so glad you could join us here today. My name is Brenda Brown and this will be a flow class. Intermediate, just a little bit, it's not going to be too tough or anything too difficult, but at any time you start to get tired, please take a rest, put it on pause, and then come back and join us when you're ready. Okay, to get started, let's find ourselves in a nice comfortable seat. It could be cross-legged, your legs could be out in front of you, you can be beside you, on a cushion, whatever it is that's going to bring you some comfort to get us settled in for the day, for our practice. And get our spine long. Close your eyes or find a nice focal point in front of you where you can allow your eyes to soften. And then take a big inhale and exhale. And just start feeling yourself become grounded and more present in the moment. If you want to ground yourself in today's practice, put your hands downwards. If you want to bring in energy, then you can flip your palms up. Depending on what it is you're looking for in the time of day for your class, that can determine how you want to proceed. Okay, gently open up your eyes. And we will bring our left hand down beside our left hip, right arm high in the sky, and then lean gently to your left. Opening up your heart center. Inhale and sit tall. Right hand down beside your right hip. Left hand reaching towards sky, feeling that long stretch in your left side body. And then lean towards the right. And inhale up to center. Now we're going to just add a little bit of flow into that. So take your hand out maybe a little bit wider on your left and inhale over, exhale up, and inhale to the right side. So on your own breath, just move from side to side and start wakening up the side body. One more round to the right, and then back up to center. Kick your legs around out from underneath you, get into tabletop position. So hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. And we'll do a couple of rounds of cat-cow, pushing away from the earth. So inhale, and let your belly sink towards the mat. Exhale, up towards sky. Inhale. Belly to mat. Exhale, round that back to sky. One more round. Waking up the spine, getting some energy into it. And then take your hands out a little bit further in front of you. Push yourself up, hips, hands all the way up to sky. Hands pushing away from earth. Hips going towards the sky. And heels with the intention of reaching the mat, although they may never reach the mat. Breathing into the low back. And then look towards your front of your hands and step yourself forward into your first forward fold of the day. Allowing your body to relax and release any of the energy or discomfort in your lower back. And you can slowly straighten your legs as it becomes more comfortable to do so. And then halfway rise, hands to shin, looking forward. Exhale to release. And then we'll take our arms wide, swan all the way up, bending your knees, straight up, hands meet up at the top. And then exhale, hands to heart center. Take a breath here. Hands up high, down through center, all the way down to the ground. Hands firmly reach the mat, back, right leg, take it back, and then allow it to release. Coming into our low runner's lunge. Just feeling those hips opening up, getting a little bit of energy, sinking towards the mat, your lower body. Back knee comes up, step forward into forward fold. Hands to shin, looking forward. Exhale, release. Take your left leg back and long, and then release your back knee into your runner's lunge. Raise the back leg strong, step it forward to meet the right. Again in your forward fold. Exhale, hands to shins, looking forward. Then release. Take that right leg back again, but this time hold it into a high lunge. And then when you're ready and you found the balance and stability, the strength in your back leg, push yourself up to a higher lunge. Spin your back foot so that it's in parallel with your short side of your leg, and open up your hips towards the long side of your mat. Bring your arms out in front of you, looking over your left fingertips. Trying to bring your front leg, the bent leg, parallel with the mat or as close to it as possible. Slowly with each exhale, you can release yourself a little bit deeper, but never bringing your knee past where you can see your toes. And then we're going to inhale, leg up, arms come up overhead. Exhale, release. Inhale, come up. Exhale, release. Inhale one more time, come up. Exhale, release. And then take your front arm, put it onto your right shin or right leg, left leg. Arm comes high and then comes straight over top. Then we'll come back up, inhale to standing, up back onto your warrior two. Take that front arm and flip it, your hand, and come straight up to sky and have a slight back bend into exalted warrior. And that back arm comes down along the back of your thigh, or you can hold it at your hip if that's more comfortable. Come forward into warrior two. And we're going to do that one more time. So come forward and over. Back to warrior two, and then exalt. Then we'll release your hands back to warrior two. And then windmill your arms back down on either side of your front foot. Spin that back foot around. Firmly plant your hands into the mat, and then take your front leg to meet your back into downward dog. And down into a vinyasa, we'll come into plank, and then all the way down to the mat, slowly and with control. Untuck your back feet, and then we'll push up into upward dog, which is bringing your whole body up off the mat, including the knees. And then flip your toes back up into dog. Take your right leg and move it forward into between your both hands. Knee stacked above ankle. Back leg is strong and firm with the thigh reaching towards sky. And on your inhale, come up into your lunge. Hands to hips to start, to make sure you've got that firm base. And then flip your back foot so it's on the other side of the mat. And I'm actually going to flip myself around here. So I'm going the other way, this way. So you can see my front body is facing towards the short side of the mat. And then once you've got your hips facing forward, your back foot is in position, your knee is above your ankle, raise your arms into Warrior Two, and look out over your right fingertips. Release your right arm to right knee. Bring the left arm up and over. Inhale to Warrior Two, and then exhale to Exalted. Arm up to sky, slight back bend. Release to Warrior Two. Right arm comes down to knee. Trying to open that chest up to the front. And then inhale to Warrior Two, and then exalt. Now we bring ourselves back into Warrior Two. Take that front leg and take it sideways along the side of both sides of your mat. So you're standing in a wide-legged position. And we're going to just bend from our hips, our waist, down forward. Take your hands out in front of you, halfway rise. Then release, head again towards the ground. Shake it, no, yes. Get a little bit of movement in your neck. Now take your left leg or left foot, twist it back out towards, your toes are pointing towards the short side of the mat, and we'll windmill ourselves back up into a Warrior Two position. Straighten that front leg and reach yourselves forward by jutting your hip out towards the right. And then release that arm down towards the mat. So wherever that might be for you, it could be the mat, it could be on your shin, it could be on the inside of your shin. You can use a block. The whole idea is just to make sure that your shoulders are being stacked and that knee is not locked, but straight. Finding strength in both your back foot for stability. And then we come back up to Warrior Two. Now we're going to straighten that front leg again and do triangle one more time. Release ourselves down to Trikonasana or triangle pose. And then inhale back up to center. Then we're going to take a slight bend in that front knee again. And we're going to take our hands and firmly plant them on either side of the foot. And then lean forward and take your hands again a little bit forward, about 6 inches forward in front of that foot. And then lift that back leg up, pointing the foot forward and strong. Strong strength in your left leg. And then bring your right hand to your hip and open up your chest. And try not to lose your balance. If you do lose your balance in and out, that's fine. We just keep coming back to trying half moon. And you can raise your hand to sky and then release that foot down to meet the other. Forward fold, halfway rise, release your forward fold, plant both hands firmly, step back into dog. Come forward into plank, back up to dog. Take your left foot, bring it forward into your lunge position. But again, we're going to turn ourselves around, right foot, come sideways, walk our hands sideways and still in our fold position, and release into the forward frontward fold. Halfway rise, release. And then with strength and integrity in your core and in your back, come all the way back up to standing. Turn that right leg now in towards the short side of your mat. Knee is bent, leg is parallel. Back into our warrior two stance. Arms up high. Hips are forward. Remembering to breathe. Bring that the right leg, front leg into a straight position. Bend ourselves forward, leaning with that leading right hand. And then release down into our Trikonasana on this side. And it could look different than the other. You might have a little bit more flexibility in your left hip and your left legs, giving you that strength. Bend into the right knee, windmill back up into warrior two. Straighten that Trikonasana, that leg. Bend forward, come all the way down into your Trikonasana or triangle pose. Now take your hands to either side of your right foot, stepping them out a little bit further with a little bit of more strength and integrity while you lift that left leg, making sure your hips are firmly secured in their position. Then you can bring your hand to your hip, making sure you're keeping that left leg very strong, and then you can raise your arm if it's in you to do so, whoops, or you fall out of it. We'll try that one more time. Hands in front, leg comes up. The strength really comes from rooting yourself in with that right foot and making sure that you're opening up your shoulders and your hips with strength and core. Now release that leg down to meet the other into your forward fold. Halfway rise. Forward fold. Plant your hands, step back into dog. Release your knees down to the ground. Take your toes together and wide. And then release yourself, your body down into a wide-legged child's pose. Just allow yourself to relax here for a moment. Take a couple of deep breaths. On your next inhale, rise with your hands to a seated position. Open, take our legs long out in front of us. Remove anything from your sits bones. Come tall in your spine, and then slowly release yourself forward. Remember, leading from your chest, not from your head, that it's coming to melt towards the front of your legs. And once you've hit your edge, then you can allow your head to follow. Slowly ragdoll back up. Allowing your shoulders to be the last to come to the top, but circle them back and down away from your spine. Do that one more time. Circle your shoulders up and forward and back and down away from your spine. Okay, then we're going to swing our legs around so we can get long on our mat. Bring your knees so they're bent, your feet are on the mat, hands and arms down beside you. And then we're just going to take our feet a little bit wider, almost to the edge of the mat, and then just windshield wiper our legs from side to side, releasing any of the tension in our lower back. Bring them back up to center. Bring both knees up in towards your belly and your chest and squeeze. Give them a nice big hug. Take them a little bit looser, and then your arms up on either side like in a T position, and then allow your legs to fall to the left side, gently releasing and twisting to the left, keeping your shoulders and your upper back on the mat. And then once you're in a comfortable position, and if it's in your neck to do so, you can turn and look towards the right. If it doesn't feel comfortable in your neck to do this, just keep it in a neutral position looking at the sky. On your next inhale, bring your neck to neutral, revolve your knees back up to center, and then on your exhale, release them to the right side. And again, you can look towards the left over your left arm, or keep your head neutral. Bring yourself back to center. And then take your hands behind your thighs and release your legs up to sky as if you're going to step on the ceiling. And your hands are really just there to add some extra support or tension against your back of your thighs. This is a really good one, legs up high. In a resting pose, if you want to do it against a wall or with a bolster underneath your back, and you can hold it for like 10-15 minutes if you want. It's really good before going to bed at night. Now bring those knees back down. Give yourself another big squeeze. Rock maybe from side to side. And as you get ready to your Shavasana, whatever that's going to look like for you, putting on some socks or a sweater or a blanket, just stretch your legs out long, a little bit wider on your mat. Get yourself comfortable. Release your arms down to your side. And just become heavy. Allowing yourself to just melt into the ground and have the ground come and meet and secure your body. Let go of any breathing exercise or technique you were using. And just really become heavy. Start bringing some awareness back into your body, your limbs, by wiggling your fingers and your toes. Feeling a little bit more movement in your hands and your feet. A bigger inhale. Longer exhale. We'll raise our arms above our head, take a long, big stretch. Reach your toes towards the other edge as if somebody's pulling you on a long string. And then release. Bring your knees up to your chest and give them one last hug for this practice. And then roll to whichever side is the most comfortable for you. Take a moment here for yourself. On your next inhale, use your top arm and hand to help push you back up into a comfortable seated position. And I'll meet you there. I hope you enjoyed today's flow class. Thanks again for joining us, and I look forward to seeing you again soon at the Kidney Wellness Hub. Please don't forget to take the short wellness survey to help us continue to bring you value-added content. Thank you, and namaste.
This video is brought to you by the Kidney Foundation of Canada, BC and Yukon branch. Please remember to like and subscribe. You can continue to watch another video or return to the Kidney Foundation Wellness Hub by clicking on the direct link in the description box below. If you would take a moment to fill out our short survey found below as well, we would greatly appreciate your input. Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you again soon.